All righty then. Welcome to this edition of Up to the Minute. Good morning. It is Thursday, May 4th. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Sharday Campbell, the Strategic Enrollment Communications and Social Media Manager here at Houston Community College. And I am joined by Parrish Murphy, who's going to tell everyone how to find us on social media and also what I resisted saying when I said May 4th. Kick it off, Parrish.
Resisted. How are you today, Sharday, Ms. Campbell?
Yeah.
We're live. We are live on Houston Community College District Facebook page, and we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, and we're on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Oh my goodness, Parrish, you just failed me. I gave you a whole ally hoop to say May the 4th be with you.
You know what? I don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You know, I'm real with mine. I'm a real Star Trek fan, and I'm a real Trekkie. So you ain't got to throw me alley oops. I feel like that's the Android versus iPhone, like the whole Star Trek versus the Star. Hey, let me tell you
like
something.
You have to pick a side.
No, honey, I'm a double agent. Be clear on that. I'm a double agent. Look, and I'm gonna really lose my mind if I get a chance to interview William Shatner this weekend. The weekend of the 23rd at Comic Palooza. I'm gonna lose my mind.
My goodness. Yes, double agent, I would assume so.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, we have a good lineup here today. We're going to kick things off by talking about our textbook savings program that includes zero cost and low cost books. Always a good topic for this time of year. Want to welcome back to the show Dr. Donald Parker. And as we prepare to register students for summer and fall, or continue the registration for summer and fall, textbooks can be a major expense. We're looking forward to some advice about saving money on learning materials. Welcome to the show, Dr. Parker.
Hey, Sharday. Thanks for having me today on such a very important topic.
Awesome. Absolutely. Indeed. Most of the time, I always tell students, you have to consider all of the costs. And I think you've heard me say this a lot of times. And one of those costs are certainly textbooks, but it's always an afterthought, right? Because you learn about the price after you enroll. But if you go in with the thought like, hey, there's this resource available that I know for sure there will be zero cost or low cost books, students should be looking out for that. And all of these things fall under the category of the textbook savings program, right? So let's tell our those who are tuning in more about it.
Yeah, let's hop into this. So, during these economic times, dealing with the pandemic and also with high inflation rates, our students are experiencing some difficulties with their finances. And so when we really dig down and look at some of the national studies, you see that 90% of students or 80% of students are saying that they're delaying getting their course materials. Of that, 37% say they never get they avoid getting course materials altogether. That's that's something that you just don't think about. How are you going to be successful in a class without having what you need to be successful? Of that 37%, 80 to 90% of those say that cost was the major reason that they didn't get the course materials. So what we've developed here at Houston Community College is that textbook savings program, which incorporates our zero cost books, which basically uses OER course materials so that students don't pay anything for the course materials in their class because those are open license or they are materials that are free and in the public domain. We also have the low cost books. The low cost books are less than $40 final cost to our students. And then last is our inclusive access program, our first day inclusive access program, which is a partnership between Houston Community College, the bookstore, as well as the publishers, where they deliver digital material to our students at about a 50 to 70% discount. And so that's what we're doing. We're just trying to save our students money so that they can have the course materials that they need on the very first day of class.
Everything, you hear the data, right? And everything that's saying just in layman's terms is our students are making survival decisions. Like for you to sign up to go to school. And then when it comes time to when you really figure out how much these learning materials cost in conjunction with, I need a laptop. I need this. And they were like, okay, well, maybe I don't need it. day one. But what they don't realize is as soon, let's take summer, for example, you're hopping in an 8-week course. That's accelerated. Day one, you need a book. You need to know what you need to study because probably that first week you already have some type of assessment going on. So I don't think they realize how quickly you jump into the material, how soon you need the material.
Right. And what you're saying, really, summer are 5-week classes.
Oh yeah, we have 5 weeks.
Oh yeah, because it's 6 weeks.
I'm getting it all confused. But
well,
yeah.
we have in the summer we have 5, 8, and 10. But
gotcha.
The thing is that it ends up just being 5 weeks. And so the thing is with these programs and students getting what they need on the very first day of class, think about our poor financial aid students that usually have to wait 2 or 3 class periods for their financial aid to clear. Our veterans that have to wait for the waiver to go into the Veteran Affairs and then come back and get their books. TWC working through that whole program to be able to get your course materials, you're already behind. You lose confidence. And what happens? That affects our retention and our completion rates. So we have to help our students to be successful. It happens to me as a parent. My daughter, she didn't want to fill out scholarship application. I'm still scratching my head on that one. And so therefore, I pay the tuition, but then all of a sudden she comes back, well, I need these books. I'm like, well, we got a problem, and so I get it. And so that's why I'm out here trying to pitch this to everybody. Let's look for classes that are in our textbook savings program, which should lead us to our next question.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If I don't freestyle it, right? Because I do have a little throw in. So it may be confusing to students. You did outline the 3 different types of textbook savings options, which are zero cost, low cost, first day inclusive access. What are kind of some of the differences? Can they print off the books? How long can they keep the books? Like students who've been in maybe in these 3 different programs, what would you tell a student on how to make a decision on what type of textbook savings they should be looking for?
Well, the first thing, let me get into this and I'll answer your question. The first thing is how do they find it? So the first thing, most of our students go through the class search. And when they're in the class search, they need to look for the little emblems of a Z for zero cost books, the L for the low cost books, and the S for Savings First Day for the first day inclusive access programs. On the side, they will see that under the textbook section, and they need to look for those identifiers. If they do not see one of those identifiers, then that is a traditional physical textbook that they have to purchase. Your second question is, so then in the enrollment link, it's the same 3 attributes that they look for to try to enroll in the classes that have those. Your question is how do they tell the difference? What was your question again? Say that to me.
Yeah. So what are kind of some of the differences between the programs outside of the house? Can they print those out? Like what could they expect from the program?
Right. So with the zero cost books, those are in open public domain. And so the teachers will usually embed those in our campus management system where students go to get their coursework. The second one with low cost books, the low cost books are physical textbooks. And so they usually get those for life. Now, with the First Day Inclusive Access program, and the ones that are First Day Inclusive Access that are low-cost books, students get those for a prescribed time. Now, if they're e-texts, they have those into forever, they're perpetual. So they have those forever. If they have courseware built into them, the courseware is only good for the term. And then that usually goes away because that's usually where the homework, the adaptive learning homework that is very good in helping our students by giving them diagnostic tests, and then where they're scoring a little lower, it will scaffold down and then build their skills up to build so that they can be at that adequate level and catch up with the other students in their class.
That was really helpful. I think, going in knowing that is something that would help students understand what they can expect. And I guess in line with what they can expect, I always love hearing these numbers. Do you have any idea how much students could potentially save by enrolling in a textbook savings program?
Right. With the zero cost books programs, they are saving 100% over what they would have purchased if they had to purchase a physical textbook. When we look at the First Day Inclusive Access program, traditionally, nationally, when we look at students are saving between 50 and 70% over what they would pay for the physical textbooks. Here at HCC, we've been closer to the 50% because we have more heavily STEM related course materials, as well as our nursing program. So a lot of those books are physical textbooks are like $250. And so here they're getting them somewhere about $74.42, with the highest course materials being about $149 electronically. So you can imagine how high that physical textbook is. And so when we look at, we've been tracking this since 2017 when we started with the Z degree program. And then in 2019, when the first day inclusive access program came on, we've saved our students, hold your seat, $55.9 million. So
say it with your chest, Dr. Parker.
$55.9 million to our students. And that's just a blessing for our students. And it's really a mission of mine to make sure that our students have affordable course materials and they have what they need to be successful. All about removing barriers.
Absolutely. I mean, I hear how mission driven you are just in your delivery and how passionate you are. So let's close out the interview by telling us just some things you've heard from students. I think it's always helpful for students to hear how other students find the benefits as opposed to what we may think the benefits are on our side. Absolutely.
Yeah, number one, the first thing is students hate standing in the line at the bookstore. Those lines at Central Campus can wrap around the building. I would urge students to start going online and pre-purchasing your course materials if you at the bookstore, so you don't have to stand in line. And they just tell you when it's ready, and you can pick it up a lot faster if you're going to purchase textbooks. But students hate standing in line. The second thing is that our students saying that because our courses can use multiple resources, it helps them to make sure they have the right course materials, that they don't buy the wrong one and then they can't return it. The third thing is that I get real passionate about is the student that said, thank you guys for thinking of us and helping all students from all walks of life to be able to be successful and have what I need, because most time people forget about us. And when you get that one, that's what hits home and makes me stay up all night to get anything done for this program. So thank you for having me here and being able to explain this to our students.
Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Parker. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking to Dr. Donald Parker, who's our Inclusive Access Coordinator and a biology professor for HCC's Division of Life and Natural Sciences. We'll have information posted about the Textbook Savings Program after the show. Thanks so much for joining us, Dr. Parker.
Thank you for having me. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Dr. Parker, can I ask you a question right quick?
Yes, Paris.
Yes, I was not going to let you just slither out of here and get to your other meetings without asking you anything. Listen, come back on the show, please, because I know before the show we talked about your award that you're too humble to talk about, but I think it's important. First off, what was your award? Tell everyone what your award was for.
I'm getting an award today for spreading the word about living a healthier lifestyles. It's one of my missions to really try to help people to know about their health and wellness, and including financial wellness.
That sounds good. Listen, will you come back on the show, please, and talk about that? And I'm going to interview you, and we're going to talk about in depth about it, because you sweat me about my Dr. Pepper can this morning. And but I think one of the things is knowledge is so powerful.
Absolutely.
A lot of us die because of lack of knowledge. So I look forward to seeing you again. Congratulations on your award. Okay. Well deserved.
Yeah. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so very much, Paris.
Take care. Congratulations. All right, Paris. It's my understanding that our next guest is on.
Absolutely. I have the pleasure of talking to Miss Jessica Bullard. She is the natural history interpreter at the Brazos State Park, which is hosting 100 more years of reptiles, and she's our Thursday Family Fun guest. How are you today, Jessica?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Very good. It's great having you. Thank you for being on the show today. Now, before we get into the event and all that other stuff, I want to get into a little bit about the park. Now, the park is located at Fort Bend County, correct?
Yes. Yep. Right at the very southern tip of Fort Bend.
Okay, great. Now, it opened in 1984, and it's 30 miles of trails. Can you give me a little bit of details about what the park offers for everybody?
As far as trails are concerned, we do have about 30 miles or so. And we also offer hiking, biking, even some horseback riding out here. So whatever you can kind of think of, we've got it here for you as far as our trails are concerned. We've also got tons and tons of wildlife out here that you can see, or if you just want to go and hang out in somewhere that's a little bit more less populated, you don't really want to be around anyone, you just need to go and find yourself again out in the middle of the woods. We've got those trails too. So you can walk for all day long and not see a single person, or you can walk all day long and see everybody. It just kind of depends on what you want to do.
Okay, great. Now, you also have different species of birds and reptiles and mammals and things like that. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have over 300 documented species of birds in the park at any given time. And that was actually just updated over Christmas. So it's a very recent number. And we are on a migration route. So that means that anytime we're out here, either during the spring or the fall, you're going to see tons and tons of birds out here. Currently, right now, we have purple gallinules, which are absolutely beautiful. They are, in fact, purple. And in the sunlight, sometimes they're iridescent green. And then we've also got several other things that are coming through right now, like the planetary warblers that are bright yellow. And then we've just got our normal everyday birds that you'll see here, like roseate spoonbills, blue herons, little blue herons, green herons, all kinds of fun birds. We do have approximately 25 species of reptiles out here, including our famous alligators. So we really enjoy showing those guys off. We have anywhere between 6-inch, which are very, very tiny, all the way to over 12-foot long alligators here. So absolutely amazing sights to see. And they can be out along the trails in the water. They have free reign of the park. So it's really an amazing thing to come out here and just be able to just walk by them and be able to see something that hasn't changed in over 30 million years. We do have about 21 species of mammal, including river otters, which are fun to try and spot out in the swamps and in the lakes. And then, of course, in the Brazos River itself. So we have 1,000 different things to see out here, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Anytime you come out here, it's always different. I can't tell you a single day that I've come to work and seen the same thing twice. It almost never happens.
Wow. So if you're a bird person, a gator person, or I guess even a snake person, because I hear you guys got a snake program as well, then this park is definitely for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have all different kinds of animals here. And if you are a snake person, you can definitely see some beautiful snakes out on some of the trails here.
That is great. Now, this weekend is a special event weekend for you guys. Tell me a little bit about what's going on at your expo.
So this weekend on May 6th, we're having our second annual Brazos Bend Expo. So this is our big centennial event. Basically, we're celebrating 100 years of state parks in Texas, and we're throwing this huge community event. So we brought out over 80 vendors to the park, and it's going to be anything from different state parks. We even have Polladuro Canyon State Park from the Panhandle coming down to visit us, all the way down to Sea Rim, Sea Center, Texas, Galveston, all the local parks around here as well, not to mention several other different sections of the agency, from archaeology to wildlife to, anything that you can think of for Texas Parks and Wildlife. They're going to be here. But we also have stuff from the community as well. We're going to have 2 different animal shelters out here with doing a homeless dog hike. So I'm really excited about that. We also have fire departments. We're going to have the sheriff out here. The game wardens are bringing out their canine units, and they'll be doing a demonstration on like how they search and find things. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. We've got just different community people, like the Railroad Museum from Fort Bend. We've got we have the Fort Bend Historical Museum, and then we also have things like the Houston Dynamo SC. So they're gonna bring out a soccer goal for the kiddos to kick around. And then of course, some team called the Astros is bringing out the World Series trophy. So that's really exciting. We're all excited about that one too. And then of course, anything else that you can think of is going to be out here from Fort Bend and the surrounding counties.
That is absolutely great. Now, I'm a little curious about this 100 s'more years of reptiles. Explain to me what that's all about. I don't make the correlation between s'mores and reptiles.
All right, so our next weekend, which is going to be May 13th, is going to be our big s'mores event. So basically every state park in the state of Texas is hosting a s'mores event on that day, whether it be in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. We chose the afternoon because several other state parks around here are doing evening activities, and we wanted to make sure that we all kind of had an all-day experience for it. So ours is going to be between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And basically what we're doing is we're celebrating not just 100 years of state parks in Texas, but 100 more years of reptiles, because after all, reptiles are one of our longest living species in the park. Alligators can live up to about 60 years. And so we want to celebrate those guys. And they've been around for more than 100 years. And so we just want to bring, everything from the public all the way down to the little kids, all the way down to other park rangers out to celebrate all of those wonderful and amazing reptiles that we have here. And it's going to be absolutely an amazing event. We're going to have s'mores. We're going to have programs. We're going to have, people out there to talk to you and tell you about all the different kinds of snakes you can find here, the alligators, even a couple of lizards that we have here too. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Real quick, biggest snake you have?
The biggest snake we have currently is going to be a rat snake. So he's a Western rat snake. He's approximately 6 foot long.
Hey, all right. Snakes, gators, and birds. Gotta love it. Listen, Jessica,
absolutely.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, her name is Jessica Bullard. She is natural history interpreter of Brazos Bend State Park, which is hosting hundreds more years of reptiles. And she is our Thursday Family Fun Day guest. We'll have more information on her event in our post after the show. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you.
Ms. Campbell.
Yes. Great interview.
Want to check out your gators and your snakes?
Not my ministry. Not interested. I'm not scared of a lot of animals. Mm-hmm. It's just something I don't really mess with like that. Like I'm I'm run too. I'll run too. I've got that natural African American, self-preservation thing. When I see a snake on the left, I go to the right. That's what I do. I feel like I can outrun a snake. The only time I won't run is like a dog.
I'll run from a dog. I'll run from a swarm of butterflies. I don't play with my life like that. You never
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's kick things off with our announcements. Outside of the fact that he will run from a swarm of butterflies, we have some other announcements around the college. First up, we have virtual studio exhibition that ends this Friday. The online student exhibition featuring student work from all campuses will offer juried awards in 2D and 3D design, art, drawing, graphic design, and digital media. It'll be open through tomorrow, May 5th, and there will be an artist reception and award ceremony 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wednesday, May 10th at HCC Central Reality Collab. Check the post after the show for details.
All right. And we're doing Houston Poetry and Arts Festival from the Creative Writing Club. The culmination of the Vocable Contest, this event will also include writing organizations from all over Houston. It'll also have an art walk, and it will also have reading featuring club members, followed by an open mic event and spoken word performances and poets, and it'll also have live music. It happens 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday, May the 6th. That's this Saturday at HCC's West Loop campus. Check our post after the show for more information and details.
All right. Well, we have an Apple Tech Fundamentals Workshop. The free Apple Technology Workshop is provided through the partnership with HCC's Community Initiatives Program and Apple. It'll be happening 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday, May 16th at our HCC Acres Homes campus. And if you all haven't seen it, their Apple Lab is incredible. So be sure to check it out. Details will be posted after the show.
All right, virtual info sessions, calling all future Eagles. Starting your higher education journey can be intimidating. So HCC is here to help you with virtual information sessions twice a month to help you get registered for summer and fall classes. HCC admissions advisors will help students apply, secure eligible financial aid, decide on education and career pathways, and connect with student support services. Check our post on the show after the show for more details.
All right, well, May is Mental Health Month, and HCC offers assistance. HCC is reminding faculty and staff that it provides resources to manage stress and anxiety through its employee assistance program that offers confidential counseling services. The employee assistance program is a resource for managing challenging employee relations issues such as workplace conflicts and substance or alcohol abuse. We'll have the link posted after the show, but you can also check your email for helpful videos and details.
All right, fall registration is open. Can you believe that? Yes. Fall registration has begun, but you can still register for the summer. So hurry if you want to secure your course, professor, locations, and all that good stuff. All classes offer in-person and online options, online anytime, online on the schedule, hybrid in-person, as well as hybrid lab. To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover your costs, go to hccs.edu/apply. That's hccs.edu/apply. Coming up, Miss Campbell.
Yes. Coming up, where you can look forward to, we will continue our spotlight on HCC's 2023 NISOD Award members for extraordinary teaching and leadership with Dr. Alyssa DeJong of HCC's facial program in the cosmetology division. And it will be Film Friday tomorrow, so you definitely don't want to miss that. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Up to the Minute. We'll see you next time.